Welcome to Garden Tour Saturday. Welcome back to Grow Joyfully. I finally made it out to the pasture garden. My daughter and I are going to work on it today and see what we can harvest. We brought Lucy out here with us so she can have some company. I need to pick the beans and a lot of other things. That rhymed, sorry. So let's get started. These volunteer Blauhilde beans have been incredible. The last time I cooked them, I washed them, took the ends off, chopped them up, and I boiled them in some water that had a few pieces of ham that I had diced up in it, along with some onion and garlic salt, and it came out really tasty. There's a lot of different ways that you can cook up your green beans. Bake them in the oven, boil them in a pot. I just did a bunch of weed eating and now I'm paying for it. I'm just sitting down in the pasture garden right here by the row of cherry tomatoes, just trying to get some energy back. It's going to look so much better. There's always so much work. But look at my beautiful green tomatoes and how many I have. I see a big ripe one right there. Time for me to get up and get back to work. Let's see if we can get this old German picked without the snippers. Hopefully I'm not breaking things. Isn't that a beauty? On October 3rd. What a blessing. There's still a bunch more growing in there, but they're so green. I don't know how many we're going to get before frost. Curious how much it weighs. I bet it doesn't weigh more than 1.5 pounds, if that. Oh, a little tiny bit more than 1.5 pounds. 1 pound, 9 3/4. Pink ox heart. It's a beautiful specimen. Lucy is playing in the water. I don't know if you can see her. Right through there and having a great time. Goofy dog. I'm wetting this area down so we can get it rototilled and hopefully put the garlic here this year. We had it here 2 years ago and it did not do well. The ground was too hard. So I'm a little bit worried about putting it here again, but we're going to put on a bunch of bark mulch and we put down chicken manure and straw and different things. Things look so much better being weed-eated. I should have probably tried to keep up with it. But you can only do what you can do. Just the time constraints make it a little difficult. But it sure raises your spirits and makes things more approachable. You just want to get out here with it more. It just feels so nice. A couple of the trees are changing over there. What a beautiful, beautiful day. The weather is incredible. I'm really, really enjoying it. Trying to take a look and see if any of the tomatoes are going to ripen up. They're not. They're not really ripening very well, and this plant looks terrible. We're watering them, and Lucy's helping out, drinking all the water that she can. The Bright Lights Cosmos are past their prime, and I'm going to be collecting seeds. That's how easy it is. You just look at a blossom that's dried up. You see these little spiky things, and you pull it, and look at the seeds I have for next year. A lot of them will reseed. They'll just drop to the ground, and I won't have to do anything. Pretty easy way to have beautiful flowers that are bright and cheerful, and to have the pollinators be attracted to. It's good all the way around for your garden. That's what they look like. There's some gorgeous Aunt Ruby's German greens growing in here. I keep trying them to make sure that they don't get too ripe, but generally they'll get a yellow color in them, or a little tiny bit of pink streaking. Here's some of my daughter's amaranth. Isn't that pretty? The sky's so blue and it's just so beautiful. The smell of the Nicotiana is incredible. Strange thing is, when the sun is off them, they don't have a scent. They're kind of, I don't know, kind of messy and unwieldy in their growth habits. But the scent of them, it makes it all worth it. My daughter is collecting flowers right now from all the flowers she grew. And she's making bouquets with them that she sells down at the farm stand for a very, very low price. We're talking $3. Some of her ornamental grass she grew. She really loves ornamental grass. This is the pumpkin zucchini patch. I think there's a watermelon plant in there too. We already harvested one from right here. And that was the really light pink one. I think I made a video on it. But we're going to have a lot of nice pumpkins. We'll put some down at the farm stand, and then the rest we'll use for our little grandkids. We're getting a few ripe tomatoes today. I just love these tomatoes. They're so beautiful. It's going to be hard to be without them. Indigo apple, Amish paste, pink brandywine. That one down there is an Old German. Gorgeous tomatoes. We don't have 2 cattle panels here. This was kind of an afterthought that my husband got dug up. It was extra ground. So I just put them in the ground, and I knew that the stakes would be falling over. That's why we went to the cattle panel system. It's so much stronger, so much better. It's not even worth messing with the stakes because these things grow 8 to 10 feet. They get extremely heavy, and this to me is the only way to grow indeterminate tomatoes. So since we went ahead with this, I put 4 big heavy tomato plants here, and there's a chair, a big heavy metal chair. Sorry about the road noise. A metal chair here holding on to all 4 of them. I just kind of jimmy rigged it. Hopefully, between the 4 of them, it'll be strong enough to stay upright. I guess we'll see. But some of them were laying down and starting to get eaten by bugs, so I had to get them up. I'm going to try to do the same thing over here. I'm not sure what I'll do in the middle. I only have 2 chairs. We try to find a ladder or something. Here's an orange Russolini that is producing beautifully. And I just wanted to show you the pink brandywines and the size of them, if you can see them in here. So I'm really excited about that. Kind of scared about the temperatures and when we're going to get a freeze, because that will be it for them. One night. That's all it takes. Maybe I will share it again for my garden disaster story, because it's not worth putting them on these stakes. It's just not strong enough. The cattle panels, the only thing that I'm finding are strong enough to hold up these really heavy, really loaded tomato plants. It's 2:30 already, and my daughter and I are just thoroughly enjoying ourselves in the pasture garden, especially after we both weed-eated it. It was a big job. It was hard to do, but it was worth it, because now I look at it and I think, oh, well, I'd like to go around there and look at this, this, and this. She's still got beautiful sunflowers growing. I love the orange small ones over there. They're all so beautiful. We're trying to water with the drip system. That's probably the little hissing you hear in the background. We've got a cranberry bush, and then under there, the poor thing is a currant bush. No, that's the currant bush. And that is another one, I have no idea what it's called. The Tithonia was a big success, but again, I don't think it should be grown anywhere without a cattle panel to support it. because it's taken up at least 3 feet of this walkway, which is not a problem. You just can't get in there to do much. Heaven knows what's growing in there. As you can see over here from this side, there's a couple of really big tomatoes right there on this one, and it's just knocked it down. I'll have to find something to hold it up, as well as these 4. There's at least 4 or 5 there. So, one thing I did get done was to rototill this section of the pasture garden. 2 years ago, like I said, we had our garlic here, and it was awful because it was as hard as a rock, and you couldn't really get anything out. Maybe we got a few bulbs out, but they didn't amount to anything. So we're adding straw, chicken manure. We're going to add bark chips or bark mulch, whatever you want to call it, and try to work some organic matter into this poor soil. But it really looks cool. I hope we are able to have more success growing our garlic there this year, because we're certainly going to try. Those 2 raspberry plants have gone completely loco. We'll get to them. We'll get to them and trim them back and tie them up and try to tame this wild beast of a garden. We've got a golden jubilee here, some loofah sponges growing clear over this poor thing. Take a look at the little honeybee in the loofah blossom. Sorry about the camera angle. It is in the afternoon when it's much harder to get a decent shot. And there he goes, up there to that one. So we have tomatoes all through here. I think these are Aunt Ruby's German Green. These Black Beauties that are the biggest ones I've ever grown. We have a stray watermelon. Oh, these Amish paste have been amazing this year. I highly recommend them. Wonderful, wonderful tomatoes. And I think we have either a German pink or a pink brandywine. This one down here is a Costaludo, and there's a watermelon hiding. We haven't had any decent ones since my daughter brought in her really light pink fleshed one. And that was really quite a surprise and quite pleasant. This is the cherry tomato wall. Looking very healthy. The Sweet 100s have a lot of greenery. They haven't had tons and tons of tomatoes that have been ripe yet. Although if you look in here, you can see a lot of the green tomatoes. So again, it's that waiting period to see if enough is going to mature before the first frost. This is an Isis candy cherry. Don't know if I'm in love with it. Will I grow it again? Maybe I'll give it one more try. And of course the little grape terracotta ones have been absolutely fabulous. And here is there's just 2. I don't know if I think they're sun sugars and not sun golds. But I think I tried a bunch of sun golds out at my son's house. I was just floored by them. They are so delicious. I'm going to have to say they tasted better than these sun sugars, at least for me, growing in this position, in this state, at this time. It's pretty good. I don't think it quite made me as weak in the knees as the sun gold. What a lovely, lovely variety of tomatoes. These are blue cream berries from Baker Creek. They start out purple and green, and when they're ripe, I don't really see a real ripe one, the bottom green part turns gold. They've been quite prolific. Not floored by their taste, but they're good. Not as good as those incredible sun sugars and sun golds. So this is what we've done. My daughter helped me, and now those tomatoes are all up off the ground. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 6 stakes full of heavy, heavy, heavy tomatoes. Look at this lovely pineapple. And look, I found that we have an alive, successful Paul Robeson tomato plant. Because the one that I got out here, one died before we got it planted, and then one died when we got it planted, and this guy got planted late. This is another example of me not giving myself enough credit for the fall garden that I've planted. Because look at all these things. It wasn't on purpose. I planted them late, but sometimes planting them late turns out okay, like this one did. So I'm going to get this ripe Paul off and show him to you. Come here, Paul. Come here. Now, this isn't exactly a perfect specimen, but this is the color that it is. They can get very, very big. They're a beefsteak variety, along the lines of a Cherokee purple or a black crim, but as you can see, more brick red. So I just thought I would share all this fun stuff with you. It started out to be a little bit of a rough day for me, but it's getting better and better. It's kind of getting warm out here. It's got to be in the 80s. And now we've got these beautiful tomatoes. They're huge. Look at them down there. We've got them up off the ground, and now they're in the sunshine. So I am super excited to see how many pounds we get out of just this area and what the biggest one weighs. So I hope you have a great day. So does George. He's wishing you a great day. Look at that beautiful sky. We've had some incredible days. You know, when it rained, I don't even remember when. It's such a rare occurrence here. When it rained a week or so ago, I thought maybe fall was here for good. But it was teasing, and we haven't had any rain since then. But we did have enough rain. God blessed us with enough rain to put out the fires up where I'm from. I think there's a few still stirring, and they're tending, but it's nothing like the threat that it was. So I hope you have a lovely day. Thanks for all your prayers for those fires. Thank you for your prayers for those that have been devastated by Hurricane Helene. Thanks for everything that you do and that you're good people. I hope you have a lovely day. And don't forget to do it joyfully. We'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by.